How did a low-budget superhero show made with recycled Japanese footage become a global phenomenon, and then slowly fade from the spotlight? In 1993, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers took the world by storm.
It's Morphin time!
What started as an adaptation of Super Sentai quickly became something entirely new. It redefined what a Western superhero show could be. Power Rangers took over toy aisles, home video shelves, video games, and just about every kind of merch you can imagine. Power Rangers even made its mark at movie theaters. And then, over time, it evolved. It endured tragedies, and eventually it slipped out of mainstream relevance. This video is going to look at every season of Power Rangers, plus the movies, the toys, and the moments that shaped this legendary franchise. So sit back and relax. This is the complete history of Power Rangers. In 1993, Saban took a huge risk with the original Power Rangers series, a risk that paid off massively. When this show debuted, there was nothing like it in the West, and its unique blend of superhero story and teen sitcom revolutionized kids' TV. Power Rangers followed a group of teenagers with attitude, chosen by their leader Zordon to defend Earth from the evil Rita Repulsa and her gang of alien monsters. This series used in-suit and mecha footage from Zyuranger, but created completely new identities for the Rangers and set the show in the city of Angel Grove. Starting out as a group of 5, these Rangers used power coins to morph, and they were themed around dinosaurs. After each monster of the week was seemingly defeated, Rita used her magic wand to make these monsters grow into giant forms capable of mass destruction. To combat this, each Ranger had their own Zord, and they combined these Zords to create the towering Megazord, a formidable fighting machine.
To the fall of the Power Rangers! I'll destroy you, one and all.
Eventually, a new teenager named Tommy arrived in Angel Grove. Tommy was a martial arts expert, and he got along well with the group, especially Kimberly, but Rita wanted him to be her soldier. She put a spell on Tommy, turning him evil and making him the evil Green Ranger. This would kick off a multi-episode story arc that saw Tommy invade Zordon's command center and nearly destroy the Rangers. They eventually discovered his true identity and broke Rita's spell, redeeming Tommy and making him the 6th Ranger of the team.
It's Morphin time! Dragon Sword! Mastodon!
Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Being the inaugural season of Power Rangers, the show kicked off the Zordon Era and established the universe's continuity and mythology that later seasons would expand upon. This show was made on an extremely low budget, and Saban's reuse of Zyuranger's fight and mecha footage helped to keep costs low. They even reused footage of Bandora from Zyuranger with Machiko Soga's voice dubbed over. The actors also did a lot of their own stunts since they were trained martial artists and gymnasts. The helmets used for the American footage were the actual props from Zyuranger, shipped over from Japan. But the original Green Ranger shield used in Japan was damaged in shipping, so a lower quality version was made in America. And this is pretty obvious when watching the show. This show became a cultural phenomenon practically overnight, and Saban would leverage the show's popularity into tons of merchandise like clothing, home videos, and of course toys. In fact, Bandai, the manufacturer of Power Rangers toys, had a hard time keeping up with demand, leading to massive shortages during the 1993 holiday season.
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, teenage defenders of the Earth, in a never-ending battle against evil space aliens with nasty attitudes. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, too hot to handle.
The overwhelming popularity of the original season established the Power Rangers brand, and Saban had no intention of slowing down.
Look out, Rita! We're not backing down, 'cause we're the Power Rangers!
I welcome you back, my emperor!
In 1994, Saban attempted to capture lightning in a bottle once again with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 2. This season was a direct continuation, and the show continued to use the main suits from Zyuranger, but also transitioned towards the heavy use of footage from Ranger over time. In this season, we were introduced to the evil Lord Zed, a terrifying new main villain that was created just for Power Rangers, meaning he has no Japanese counterpart. He was made of skinless flesh and metal, and Saban actually got letters from angry parents because of how over-the-top and grotesque his suit was. Lord Zed represented a new level of enemy that the Rangers hadn't seen before.
Guess who's back?
I don't believe it.
Tommy ended up losing the Green Ranger power, but he eventually re-emerged as the White Ranger, based on Kiba Ranger from Ranger. Jason, Zach, and Trini departed the show during this season due to contractual disagreements, and were replaced with Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. Due to the success of the first season, Saban had a much larger budget per episode, allowing them to film fully original fight and Zord scenes. Season 2 was a ratings juggernaut. It continued to sell tons of toys and home videos, further solidifying Power Rangers as a pop culture phenomenon in the 90s.
Totally stylish.
That ought to hold off Lord Zed for now. Talkin' Power Rangers and talkin' Lord Zed from Bandai. The power is on.
I must have that new Sega Power Rangers game.
Sorry, Rita. You'll have to buy it like everyone else.
Huh?
Sega!
Power Rangers for Sega Genesis, also available for Game Gear and Sega CD, all sold separately.
The success of the franchise offered new opportunities for Saban to license the Power Rangers brand to other companies, and it was around this time that Power Rangers made its way to all major game consoles with Power Rangers the game. Although the versions on different consoles differed from one another, they all offered fans a chance to play as their favorite characters from the show in an action-packed adventure. These games were in the side-scrolling beat-em-up genre and included some of the most famous elements of the show, like the famous Morph sequence. With industry-leading TV ratings, countless toy sales, and a video game, Power Rangers looked absolutely unstoppable.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers video game for your Super Nintendo Entertainment System from Bandai.
Use, you lose.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The movie. The power is on. June 30th.
In 1995, Saban took Power Rangers to the big screen for the first time with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. Riding the massive popularity of the TV show, this theatrical release marked a major milestone for the franchise, bringing the Rangers into a larger-than-life cinematic world. Unlike the show, the movie featured completely original footage and production, filmed with a much higher budget and with new, more detailed suits and Zords. Saban wanted to prove that Power Rangers could stand shoulder to shoulder with other blockbuster franchises of the era.
The ooze is back!
He's so handsome.
Why, thank you.
The film follows the Rangers as they face a brand new villain, Ivan Ooze, an ancient and powerful being who's released from his prison after thousands of years. Ooze, played by Paul Freeman, was a completely original creation with no Super Sentai counterpart, a sarcastic purple sorcerer who steals the show with his over-the-top personality. After he destroys the command center and strips the Rangers of their abilities, the team is forced to travel to a distant planet to seek a new power. It's here that they meet Dulcia, a warrior who helps them unlock the power of the Ninjetti, granting them new animal-based powers and Zords.
Adam, what's wrong?
My frog.
Visually, the movie was a major step up from the TV series. The suits were redesigned with textured armor instead of spandex, the fight choreography was flashier, and the production value was unlike anything fans had seen from Power Rangers before. The film even replaced the practical Megazord models with full CGI, a cutting-edge choice at the time, although the effects haven't aged particularly well. But for kids in the 90s, seeing the Power Rangers on the big screen with larger-than-life visuals was an unforgettable experience.
White Tiger!
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie was a box office success, but not a massive one by Hollywood standards. Critics were lukewarm, but for fans it was everything they could have wanted. A full-blown cinematic adventure featuring the colorful heroes they had grown to love. The movie's events were considered non-canon to the TV continuity, but it helped cement the Rangers as a true pop culture icon of the decade. Between the merchandising, the soundtrack, and the sheer spectacle, the film captured the height of Power Rangers' popularity and proved that the brand had real staying power beyond just television.
Now at McDonald's, you can buy your own action figure in Ninja Zord. 6 sets in all. They're here to save the world.
Sir?
Yes?
You gonna eat all those fries?
Couldn't we just talk about this?
Silence! Words have no meaning on a planet under the cape of war.
Guys, come on now. Hold on a second.
In 1995, Power Rangers entered its third season, the final chapter of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers era. This season pushed the show to new creative heights and blended original footage with Japanese material from Kaku Ranger. It was the most ambitious season yet, with a darker tone, higher production value, and long-form storytelling that connected multiple episodes together, something rarely seen in kids' TV at the time.
Ninja power now!
Season 3 introduced the ninja powers. Unlike the movie, this storyline had the Rangers gain their new powers from Ninjor, a wise and eccentric being. Each Ranger received a new animal spirit. Ape, Crane, Bear, Wolf, Falcon, and Frog, along with the powerful Ninja Zords. This new theme gave the Rangers a fresh look and took the series in an interesting new direction, and a lot of the time when they were fighting while unmorphed, they were wearing their new ninja outfits. They also gained access to shiny new metallic armor, increasing their power when activated.
This calls for metallic armor. Metallic armor! Power up! Zordon's right. Master Vile won't rest until he has the crystal. We've got to destroy it so it never falls into evil hands.
The season also expanded the villain roster, introducing Master Vile, who was Rita Repulsa's father, and Rito Revolto, who added a lot of humor to the series formula. By this point, Power Rangers had become a pop culture titan, but the production was starting to show signs of fatigue. The sheer pace of filming, often nearly year-round, combined with heavy reliance on Sentai footage, forced Saban to innovate in ways few Western productions ever had.
The power's all yours now.
Season 3 saw an increased focus on character arcs, like Kimberly's emotional departure from the team. Catherine, played by Catherine Sutherland, stepped in as the new Pink Ranger, a transition that mirrored how the show was maturing alongside its audience.
Ninja Rangers and the evil space aliens, and now the Power Ranger Fighting Edition video game with Ninja Megazord and Shogun Megazord for your Super NES from Bandai.
Season 3 was a relative success, but it was becoming clear that Power Rangers needed to go into new territory if it was going to stay relevant. Power Rangers Season 3 ended on a cliffhanger as the Rangers were turned into kids. In early 1996, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers wrapped up the Mighty Morphin saga while paving the way for what came next. The story picks up right after the Rangers are turned into kids, leaving Earth defenseless. In their absence, Zordon summons a new team of heroes from the water-based planet Aquitar, the Alien Rangers. Unlike any team before them, these Rangers were literal aliens who required constant hydration to survive on Earth, adding a unique sci-fi twist to the formula. The show borrowed heavily from Ninja Sentai Kakuranger, using its suits and fight footage, but Saban built an original story around these temporary replacement Rangers, the first non-human Rangers in Power Rangers history.
And the evil plan you hatched is about to be foiled. You'll wish you'd never been hatched.
Alien Rangers and Battleborns from Bandai.
Meanwhile, the young versions of the Mighty Morphin team embarked on their own quest to find the Zeo crystals and return back to their normal age. Along the way, young Aisha met a girl named Tanya who would eventually serve as her replacement on the team.
After everything that's happened today, I know it's gonna take a while for me to get the hang of things.
Don't worry. We'll be there to help you every step of the way.
Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers was an ambitious 10-episode experiment, with serialized storytelling and a fresh roster of heroes. It wasn't as popular as the main series, but it played a crucial role in connecting the Mighty Morphin era to what came next. It marked the end of Power Rangers' first chapter, closing the book on the show that started it all, and setting the stage for the next evolution of the franchise.
You have now become the Power Ranger Zeo, the next level in the fight against evil.
In 1996, Power Rangers Zeo marked the first major evolution of the franchise, a full-on reinvention that proved Power Rangers wasn't just a fad. After 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin, the series needed a fresh start, and Zeo delivered exactly that. Picking up right where Alien Rangers left off, the Rangers returned to their original ages, but lost their powers when the command center was destroyed. Out of its ruins, they discovered the Zeo Crystal, a powerful artifact that became the source of their new abilities. With new suits, new weapons, and a sleek new look, Zeo was a literal and symbolic rebirth, one that redefined the Power Rangers for a new era.
Power Rangers, Zeo! You're in fight,
This time the Rangers faced the Machine Empire, led by King Mondo, Queen Machina, and their robotic army intent on conquering Earth. The tone was slightly darker and more serialized, with higher stakes and a more mature atmosphere. Each Ranger's new Zeo subcrystal granted unique powers, creating a clear sense of individuality within the team. Tommy returned as the Red Zeo Ranger and team leader, joined by Rocky, Adam, Tanya, who replaced Aisha, and Kat. Instead of being a ranger, Billy served as a team advisor, before eventually leaving Earth and being written off the show due to what actor David Yost described as mistreatment behind the scenes. The season also brought back familiar faces like Bulk and Skull for comic relief, maintaining the show's balance between action and humor. One of the most exciting developments came later in the season with the return of Jason, the original Red Ranger, who reappeared and became the Gold Ranger after the power was given to him by Trey of Triforia. This was a major event for longtime fans, giving the series a sense of legacy and continuity.
Yeah, I can feel it!
His golden armor and power staff became instant fan favorites, and his return helped bridge the old and new generations of Power Rangers. Behind the scenes, Zeo was a creative reset for Saban. The production team switched from Kaku Ranger footage to O-Ranger footage, giving the series a fresh visual identity. The show's marketing also positioned Zeo as a bold new beginning rather than just another season. While it didn't reach the same cultural peak as Mighty Morphin, Zeo proved that the franchise could evolve and still captivate audiences. It proved Power Rangers could survive off of more than just nostalgia. It could reinvent itself and continue to find success going forward.
Action feature evil space aliens and Zeo Rangers from Bandai. Unleash the power!
In Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, the Power Rangers are back and ready for action.
There's a lot of new stuff in this movie.
In 1997, Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, hit theaters as the bridge between Power Rangers Zeo and the upcoming Power Rangers Turbo TV series. Unlike the 1995 Mighty Morphin film, which existed outside the show's continuity, Turbo was canon, directly continuing the Rangers' story and setting up the next generation of the franchise. The movie introduced audiences to a new threat, new powers, and even a new Ranger, all while maintaining the show's core themes of teamwork and adventure.
Red Lightning Turbo Power!
The story follows the Rangers as they face Divatox, a ruthless space pirate seeking to free the ancient demon Malagor from his volcanic prison. When the Rangers lose their Zeo powers, they gain new vehicle-themed turbo powers. Tommy, Kat, Adam, and Tanya return as the main team, joined by newcomer Justin, a young boy who becomes the Blue Turbo Ranger after an injury sidelines Rocky. The film's mix of fantasy, adventure, and humor made it a unique link between the previous era of Power Rangers and what was coming next.
It's me, Tommy.
Yes, we're your friends!
Friends? I don't have any friends.
While Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, underperformed at the box office and received mixed reviews, it was a crucial turning point for the franchise. It introduced Divatox and the Turbo powers, plus it set up storylines for the TV series. Today, it's remembered as a divisive but important moment in Power Rangers history, the end of one era and the uncertain beginning of another.
She hurt her leg. She's like, unconscious. I have to find and help her. Then, just when you thought it was over, I have to fight an alligator. Then after the alligator, just when you thought the alligator was over, no, I'm just kidding.
Picking up directly after Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, Turbo the series was a deliberate attempt to retool the brand for a younger audience. The season began with the familiar lineup of Tommy, Kat, Adam, and Tanya, joined by Justin, the youngest Ranger in the show's history. Once again, their main enemy was Divatox, a comically over-the-top space pirate whose flamboyant personality gave the show a new flavor of villainy. Early episodes carried over the adventurous tone of Zeo, but over time the series leaned into humor and simplicity, reflecting Saban's effort to attract new, younger viewers.
Power Rangers, the legacy continues.
Midway through the season, most of the team was replaced. Tommy, Kat, Adam, and Tanya passed their powers on to a completely new generation: TJ, Cassie, Carlos, and Ashley. It was a risky creative move that divided fans, but symbolized the show's willingness to evolve. While the original Rangers are legendary, especially Tommy, TJ and Cassie are two of my personal favorite Rangers in the franchise, and I think they're really underrated overall.
Shift into turbo!
Despite its flaws, Power Rangers Turbo delivered some unforgettable moments, from its creative Zord designs to its surprisingly bleak finale that saw the power chamber destroyed, along with the Rangers, defeated and fleeing into space, except Justin, who stayed behind on Earth. It was a bold, cinematic ending that perfectly set the stage for Power Rangers in space, where the franchise would reinvent itself once again.
Good luck, Rangers.
Turbo was a bumpy ride that went through a lot of change over the course of the season, but its suspenseful ending was the stuff of legend, and there were a lot of things to love about the journey.
Each Turbo Ranger figure comes with its own key to activate its unique, awesome double movement action feature. Let's do it! Shift into Turbo with key double action Turbo Rangers and evil space alien figures from Bandai.
I have captured the mighty Zordon and am draining him of his powers. As his strength drains, the lava will rise, extinguishing the power forever.
In 1998, Power Rangers in Space arrived as a bold reinvention of the franchise. Picking up directly after the destruction of the power chamber in Turbo, the story follows TJ, Cassie, Carlos, and Ashley as they head into space. It's here that they encounter Andros, the red space ranger from the distant planet KO-35, who reluctantly joins forces with them to protect the universe from a new villain named Astronema. For the first time, Power Rangers felt like a true serialized sci-fi adventure, with ongoing storylines, real stakes, and emotional weight. They even had a crossover with the Ninja Turtles.
It's time for some shell shock!
What are those things? I can't believe it, but I think they're...
It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
The season introduced fans to some of the franchise's most iconic elements: the Astro Megaship, the Psycho Rangers, and the sleek, futuristic Space Ranger suits. The tone was darker and more cinematic, and the writing reflected a clear effort to grow with the audience that had stuck with the show since Mighty Morphin. Eventually, they also added Zane, the Silver Ranger. Andros' personal story, including his search for his long-lost sister Corone, who was later revealed to be brainwashed into becoming Astronema, added real emotional depth to the show. The series built toward a massive galactic conflict that united nearly every major villain the franchise had ever seen up to that point. By the end of the season, In Space delivered what many fans still consider the finest moment in Power Rangers history: the two-part finale, Countdown to Destruction. Andros destroys Zordon's energy tube, unleashing a wave of good energy that wipes out the forces of evil across the universe. It was the emotional and thematic conclusion to the entire Zordon era, wrapping up 6 years of storytelling that began all the way back in Angel Grove.
Imagine where your next space adventure will take you, with the battleized Power Rangers in Space and Galactic Rovers, each sold separately from Bandai.
Power Rangers in Space redefined what a Power Rangers series could be. This show had heartfelt drama, interesting sci-fi elements, and mature storytelling. It proved the show had evolved beyond its campy roots while still paying homage to them. The series' success reignited the brand and set a new creative standard, one that future seasons would chase for years to come.
Andros? How did I get here?
That's a long story.
In 1999, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy took the franchise in a fresh new direction, serving as a true reboot of the series. Gone were the familiar faces of Angel Grove, and they were replaced with a completely new cast, a new setting, and an interesting new story. Adapted from Ginga Man, Lost Galaxy was set aboard the massive space colony Terra Venture, humanity's first attempt to find a new world among the stars. The series followed a team who acquired the mystical Quasar Sabers, ancient weapons that granted their wielders the ability to become the Galaxy Rangers. The new team faced the insectoid forces of Scorpius and later his daughter Trakina, whose quest for power made for one of the franchise's most memorable villain stories. The season blended action, space fantasy, and emotion in ways no previous season had before. It was also the first to feature a Ranger's death. Kendrix, the Pink Ranger, who sacrificed herself to save the others after actress Valerie Vernon had to leave production due to a real-life illness.
I'm okay. I'll always be here.
Her departure and later triumphant return gave Lost Galaxy a level of depth and humanity that elevated it beyond a simple superhero show. After an exciting crossover with the Space Rangers, Kendrix was replaced with Corone, formerly Astronema from Power Rangers in Space. Also featured was the Magna Defender, based on Ginga Man's Bull Black, who served as an anti-hero driven by revenge before sacrificing himself and passing on the Magna Defender powers to a soldier named Mike.
Power Rangers will unite, ruling with their awesome might. Fight, 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 fight!
The Magna Defender Collection. Batteries not included, each sold separately. From Bandai.
Lost Galaxy ends with the Rangers defeating Trakina for good, destroying the last major threat to Terra Venture and ending the war with the forces of evil. With the mission complete, Terra Venture successfully reaches its new homeworld, and the Rangers go their separate ways, closing out the season. By the end of its run, Lost Galaxy stood as a major milestone in Power Rangers history. Its cinematic storytelling, impressive production design, and willingness to take risks set a new creative standard for the franchise. This show told self-contained stories with real emotion, tragedy, and growth, laying the foundation for every standalone season that followed. The opening of this show was an absolute banger, one of my favorites in the franchise. Serena Vincent, who played Maya, also went on to have relative success within Hollywood. The format of Lost Galaxy was a huge risk for Saban, but it created the blueprint for all future seasons going forward.
I knew you'd make it here. Kendricks!
Lightspeed! Rescue!
In 2000, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue debuted, adapted from Go-Go 5. Set in the coastal city of Mariner Bay, the story followed an elite emergency response team. The Lightspeed Rangers combined advanced human technology with the power of the ancient Lightspeed Morphers, creating a grounded, militarized spin on the Power Rangers format that felt more like a rescue drama fused with superhero action.
Ceremony's over, Ben Shira.
We're here to make sure of that.
The team, made up of Carter, Dana, Joel, Chad, and Kelsey, were trained professionals. Firefighters, medics, pilots, and divers. Their battle against Queen Banshira and her legion of demons brought a darker tone to the show, with striking visuals of hellish monsters invading a city defended by humans. Lightspeed Rescue also introduced the first Ranger that was exclusive to Power Rangers and had no counterpart in Super Sentai. The Titanium Ranger, Ryan Mitchell, whose story of redemption after being manipulated by evil remains one of the franchise's strongest character arcs. His introduction proved that Power Rangers didn't have to rely solely on its Super Sentai source material to tell compelling stories.
Super Train Megazord, evil is doomed! Rangers to the rescue! Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue!
The Deluxe Lightspeed and Super Train Megazords, each sold separately. From Bandai.
Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue ends with the Lightspeed Rangers defeating Queen Banshira and sealing the demons away for good. With the threat eliminated, the Rangers return to normal lives, knowing they save the world with courage and teamwork. By blending a new level of realism with fantasy elements, Lightspeed Rescue gave the series a renewed sense of maturity. It was a season defined by courage, teamwork, and sacrifice, one that grounded the larger-than-life Power Rangers concept in a world that felt recognizable.
Mariner Bay is safe again.
Now we finally have time to be a normal family.
Sounds great to me.
Ready? Ready! Time for Time Force! Time Force!
In 2001, Power Rangers Time Force elevated the franchise to new heights of storytelling. Set in the year 3000 and the present day, this series, based on Time Ranger, followed a police force from the future that travels back in time to capture the mutant criminal Rancic. After the death of their Red Ranger, the team is stranded in the past, where they recruit a man identical to their fallen leader, Wes Collins. This unique premise introduced deep character arcs and moral complexity that was rarely seen in Power Rangers up to that point.
We showed evil that it had no place to run, no place to hide.
New Vector Cycles and Deluxe Time Jet, each sold separately. From Bandai.
Wes's growth from carefree rich kid to selfless hero created a powerful emotional core for the series, while his relationship with Jen, the Pink Ranger, became one of the franchise's most grounded and human stories. The season also explored themes of destiny, class divide, and redemption. Visually, the show borrowed heavily from Time Ranger's sleek design, resulting in a futuristic tone and exciting time travel action.
Your time's up!
The Quantum Ranger, Eric Myers, had his own agenda and fought for recognition and respect, shaped by his rivalry with Wes. This made him one of the franchise's most interesting Rangers, especially when he appears to sacrifice himself in the finale before surviving and walking away.
My mission is to bring you back. And I promise you, I'm going to do it!
Power Rangers Time Force ends with the Rangers defeating Ransik and preventing the future from being destroyed. Wes returns to the present to build a better future on his own terms, while the other Rangers go back to the year 3000, closing the season on a bittersweet note. Time Force is often considered one of the best Power Rangers seasons ever made. It's mature, cinematic, and emotionally impactful. It transcended the franchise's toy-driven roots and delivered something that felt like a full-fledged sci-fi drama. Even decades later, it remains a high point of the Power Rangers legacy, remembered for its sharp writing, exceptional cast, and timeless message that the future isn't written, it's made by the choices we make today.
I love you.
I love you too. I wish I could live another 1,000 years so we could be together again.
She's just so full of life, and I'm just gonna miss her a lot.
The 27-year-old actress died in a car accident near San Francisco during the Labor Day weekend.
In 2001, Thuy Trang, best known for playing Trini Kwan, the original Yellow Ranger, tragically passed away at the age of 27. She was killed in a car accident on September 3rd in California. The news shocked fans and the Power Rangers cast alike. She was a major part of the franchise during its explosive rise in the early 90s and remained closely associated with its legacy. Thuy Trang's death left a lasting impact on the Power Rangers community. Even decades later, she's remembered as a trailblazer, and an essential part of what made the original Power Rangers era so meaningful to an entire generation.
When I see pictures of her, I'm like, wow, she was so stunning and so sweet and had an amazing laugh and was just very down to earth.
Protecting nature is my path now. There has to be another way to stop the orgs besides fighting them.
In 2002, Power Rangers Wild Force celebrated the franchise's legacy and acted as a bridge between eras. Utilizing footage from Gao Ranger, this was the final season fully produced under Saban. The story followed Colt Evans, a man raised in the jungle who joins a team of rangers chosen by powerful animal spirits known as Wild Zords to protect the planet from the pollution-fueled orgs. The series blended tribal elements with modern environmental themes, presenting nature itself as an ally in humanity's ongoing fight for balance.
Guardians of the Earth, united, we roar! Power Rangers!
The tone of Wild Force was spiritual and dramatic, with the team bonded not just by duty, but by a shared love for the natural world. Cole's journey to discover his past and avenge his parents' deaths gave the series emotional grounding, while characters like Merrick, the Lunar Wolf Ranger, added layers of tragedy and redemption.
Hi, I'm Cole.
Good.
The season also featured one of the most iconic crossovers in Power Rangers history, Forever Red, a 10th anniversary special uniting every Red Ranger up to that point for one epic battle against remnants of the Machine Empire. Power Rangers Wild Force ends with the Rangers defeating Master Org and ending the Org's threat to the natural world. With the danger gone, the Wild Zords return to the wild and the Rangers go their separate ways.
As long as the spirit of the Earth is alive in your hearts, you will always be Power Rangers. Goodbye, my friends.
Although Wild Force marked the end of an era, it passed the torch from Saban to Disney and set the stage for the franchise's next evolution. Its combination of heartfelt storytelling, environmental messaging, and the legendary Forever Red made it a memorable season that honored the past while looking towards the future.
Putrids, you're mega trash!
Putrid retreat!
The Power Rangers Wild Force Collection, each sold separately, batteries not included, from Bandai.
Power of water! Power of air! Power of earth!
In 2003, Power Rangers Ninja Storm kicked off a new era under Disney, with a fresh tone and production style that balanced humor and action. Adapted from Hurricaneger, the series followed 3 students from a ninja academy who became the Wind Rangers after the rest of their peers are captured by the evil space ninja Lothor. What began as a lighthearted underdog story quickly evolved into a season defined by teamwork, redemption, and personal growth, all wrapped in a vibrant theme that perfectly captured the vibe of the early 2000s. The chemistry between Shane, Tori, and Dustin gave the season its identity. They weren't perfect heroes, just regular people learning how to handle responsibility.
Lucky for you, we're ready to go. All the pieces are in place. Let the games begin.
Excellent.
Things got a little more interesting when the Thunder Rangers, Hunter and Blake, were introduced as rivals who initially served Lothor before realizing they'd been manipulated. Cam also stood out as the team's tech support, who eventually became the Green Samurai Ranger, a character arc that's frequently praised as one of the strongest and most memorable in the entire series. Power Rangers Ninja Storm ends with the Rangers defeating Lothor and restoring the Ninja Academy after his invasion is finally brought to a stop. With peace returned, the team graduates and moves on with their lives, closing the season on a light ending that reflects how far they've come as human beings. Ninja Storm revitalized Power Rangers with a bold new style, brighter visuals, sharper dialogue, and a stronger focus on character-driven comedy without losing its emotional core. It was also the first season to be filmed in New Zealand, a change that would define the look and feel of the franchise for years to come. As the first Disney-produced season, Ninja Storm proved that Power Rangers could evolve and thrive under new leadership while maintaining the qualities that defined the franchise for a decade.
Reveal their secret ninja weapons. The Power Rangers Megazords will be victorious. Storm Lightning Megazord, Storm Power Megazord, and Kelzax, each sold separately, batteries not included, from Bandai.
I'm Dr. Oliver, and this is First Period Science. Before we start, are there any questions?
In 2004, Power Rangers Dino Thunder roared onto screen as a triumphant return to the franchise's roots. Adapted from Abaranger, the series focused on a group of high school students who gained dinosaur-themed powers to defend the world from the villainous Mesogog. But what really set Dino Thunder apart was the return of Jason David Frank as Dr. Tommy Oliver, the group's mentor, bringing the legacy of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers full circle for a new generation.
Aren't you a little old for this, Tommy?
I may be old, but I can still pull it off.
The core team, Connor, Kira, and Ethan, balanced relatable teenage struggles with the responsibilities of being heroes, while Tommy's presence grounded the series with emotional weight and continuity. His character arc as the Black Dino Ranger added depth to his character and added to his already legendary resume.
I've only just started. You want some more?
Fools. The White Dino Thunder Ranger, Trent Mercer, started as a corrupted antagonist under the influence of the White Dino Gem before breaking free and joining the team. His struggle for control and redemption became one of Dino Thunder's central arcs, making him one of the season's most compelling Rangers. The season also explored themes of technology and evolution, with Mesogog representing humanity's darker scientific ambitions. Visually, Dino Thunder stood out with its dynamic suit designs, epic Zord battles, and one of the most memorable morph sequences of the Disney era.
Dino Rangers!
Power Rangers Dino Thunder ends with the Rangers defeating Mesogog. After the battle, the team returns to normal life, and Dr. Tommy Oliver moves on, closing out the season in a way that served as a tribute to the franchise's legacy.
Destroy evil with the Dino Thunder talking Power Ranger figures and Thundersaurus Morpher, only from Bandai.
Critically and commercially, Dino Thunder revitalized Power Rangers, earning praise from longtime fans who saw it as a return to greatness. It blended the best of both worlds, the heart and legacy of the Saban Era with the production quality and polish of the Disney Era. More than just another season, Dino Thunder reminded audiences why Power Rangers endured for over a decade, because beneath the helmets and explosions, it was always a story about heart, courage, and the bond between generations of heroes.
I just want to say we've had an interesting year. We've been through a lot, more than any school should have to go through, but we made it, and we're okay. That's what's important. So let's have fun tonight. Come on, Rangers! Right!
In 2005, Power Rangers SPD continued the franchise with a bold, futuristic setting, and one of the strongest storylines of the Disney era. Adapted from Ranger, the series was set in a world where humans and aliens coexisted under a unified planetary police force. The story followed a rookie B Squad team of Rangers, who rise to defend Earth after the elite A Squad mysteriously vanishes. A story that would pay off massively later on, when it's revealed that the A Squad was corrupt and working for the evil Grum.
Hey, my ID. Omega Ranger, 11C-41B.
Eventually, we're also introduced to Sam, the Omega Ranger, who's traveled back in time from the year 2040 to help defeat Grum's forces. Led by Commander Anubis Doggy Kruger, one of the franchise's most beloved mentors, the SPD Rangers were constantly tested, both in battle and in their character. Each member struggled with personal challenges, while the looming threat of Emperor Grum kept the tension high. The show's character-driven writing, witty dialogue, and occasional touches of humor gave it a perfect balance between intensity and heart. Episodes like Reflection and Endings are still regarded as some of the best written stories in Power Rangers history.
Now morph to an awesome battle weapon. 3 toys in one. It's Powerized. Power Rangers Supreme Megazord. Batteries not included from Bandai.
SPD eventually gets captured, but they break free and defeat Grum. Jack goes back to a normal life, and Sky becomes the new Red Ranger. SPD marked a creative peak for the Disney era, combining serialized storytelling with high-quality production and strong performances. It showed what it means to be a hero in a world where right and wrong aren't always clear. With its futuristic premise and emotional storytelling, SPD stands tall as one of the most respected and rewatchable entries in the entire franchise.
Well, brother, guess we both get to do something bigger.
That's the source! Mystic Force!
Always Mr. Ranger!
In 2006, Power Rangers Mystic Force took the franchise into uncharted territory, a fantasy world of magic and mysticism. Adapted from Magi Ranger, the series followed a group of ordinary teens chosen by the sorceress Udana to wield the powers of ancient wizards and defend humanity from the forces of darkness. Set in the mysterious city of Briarwood, Mystic Force featured spellcasting, capes, and a fantasy tone unlike anything Power Rangers had ever done before. The story focused heavily on family, especially through Nick Russell, the Red Ranger, whose lineage ties to both light and dark magic, and this became the emotional core of the season. This show had noticeably more emotional depth than what fans were used to, exploring themes of trust, identity, and inner strength, rather than relying solely on action.
Summon your magical powers and get Power Eyes, Magistaff, and Mystic Morpher. Each sold separately, batteries not included from Bandai.
While Mystic Force had mixed reactions at the time for its lighter tone and smaller episode count, it's gained appreciation over the years for its creativity and rich world building. This was Power Rangers at its most experimental, unafraid to reinvent itself once again. In 2007, Power Rangers Operation Overdrive took the franchise on a globe-trotting adventure. This season was adapted from Bokenger, and it followed a team of elite treasure hunters assembled by billionaire adventurer Andrew Hartford to recover the mythical Corona Aurora, a powerful crown with the ability to reshape worlds. The Rangers raced against multiple villain factions, each seeking the crown for their own dark ambitions. With its massive scale, cutting-edge gadgets, and constant action, Operation Overdrive aimed to capture the excitement of an Indiana Jones-style adventure within the Power Rangers formula. The team were highly skilled professionals instead of the more commonly seen high school archetypes, giving the show a more adult tone.
Mac was never alive. He's a machine.
The season's standout twist came when it was revealed that Mac, the Red Ranger, was actually an android created by his father, a revelation that added a whole new layer of character development to the show. Visually, Operation Overdrive leaned into a sleek technological aesthetic and large-scale action sequences, but its heavy reliance on CGI sometimes drew criticism from fans that preferred practical effects.
Destroy evil with the Operation Overdrive Drive Defender and Sentinel Zord Power Ranger figures, only for Bandai!
Although Operation Overdrive was one of the more divisive seasons due to uneven pacing and tone, it still pushed the boundaries of what Power Rangers could do narratively. Its anniversary special, Once a Ranger, brought back fan-favorite Rangers from past seasons, and it was a great celebration of the series' legacy. Operation Overdrive was a story about discovery, not just of artifacts or power, but of purpose, identity, and what it means to be human.
What about you, Mr. Hartford? What are you and Mac gonna do?
In 2008, Power Rangers Jungle Fury arrived with a fresh new martial arts theme, unlike anything the franchise had ever seen before. Adapted from Geki Ranger, the season followed 3 martial arts students, Casey, Lily, and Theo, who found themselves standing against Daishi. The show blended stylized kung fu action with a sense of mysticism and personal growth, giving Jungle Fury a grounded identity at a time when the franchise was shifting towards smaller budgets and more modest productions.
With the courage of a wolf, Jungle Fury, Wolf Ranger!
One of the most prominent aspects of the season was RJ, the Ranger's mentor who ran his own pizzeria on the side. RJ felt unlike any mentor before. He was calm but eccentric, and had a level of raw power that made his eventual debut as the Wolf Ranger feel absolutely epic. The cast trained extensively in real martial arts, and this resulted in excellent fight scenes with impact you could feel. The choreography is stylish, the movement is precise, and the actors sell the physicality in a way that adds a lot of excitement and authenticity to the show.
Spin and smash down evil with the deluxe Jungle Pride and Jungle Master Megazords from Bandai!
Despite its more low-key promotion and reduced merchandise, Jungle Fury has only grown in reputation over the years. Fans have come to appreciate its interesting character arcs, hard-hitting fight scenes, and the emotional beats built around discipline, confidence, and personal growth. Jungle Fury was one of the best seasons of the Disney era, a show that didn't rely solely on spectacle but told memorable stories with heart and style.
You know our standing Tuesday lunch appointment?
Yeah.
What would you say if sometime we turn that appointment into a date?
What took you so long? And the only hope we have left is...
In 2009, Power Rangers RPM pushed the franchise into uncharted territory with a bold, post-apocalyptic world that felt more like a sci-fi action drama than a traditional Ranger season. This show was adapted from Go Onger, a lighthearted and comedic Sentai season, but Disney reimagined the story, focusing on humanity's last survivors trapped in the domed city of Corinth after the AI virus Vengix wiped out most of the planet. It was a risky creative direction. This show was darker, smarter, and way more serialized than the seasons before it, and it immediately set RPM apart as one of the most ambitious experiments in Power Rangers history. The season featured characters dealing with real trauma and responsibility. They were people fighting because the alternative was extinction. The actors were given material way heavier than what was typical in Power Rangers, and they ran with it, creating a tone that felt desperate but also hopeful.
Then morph their weapons into the awesome Mega Weapon and evil is over! Power Rangers RPM Throttle Max and Rapid Pursuit figures, only from Bandai!
Despite its limited budget and the franchise being on the brink of cancellation, RPM was a season that took huge risks with its tone and style. Its world building, character development, and serialized storytelling reshaped fan expectations. It closed out the Disney era with a bang.
Alright, then just don't make me have to come out there and save you.
Leo, wake up, we're free!
In 2010, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers returned to TV in one of the strangest experiments in franchise history, a full HD re-version of the original 1993 season. Instead of remaking the show or producing new episodes, Saban took the existing footage, adapted it into widescreen HD, and layered on new graphics, sound effects, and comic book style transitions. The idea was to reintroduce Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to a new generation while keeping production costs at an absolute minimum, during the period when Saban had just reacquired the franchise from Disney. It was a nostalgia time capsule that was created to bridge the gap between the original series and the end of the Disney era. This version kept the original story intact, but the added effects created a new tone for the show. Explosions popped with cartoon effects, punches landed with on-screen text, and entire scenes were interrupted by motion graphics that felt closer to a comic book than an action series.
Back off, Bang Face! The good guys are here!
For longtime fans, it was jarring, but a lot of the younger viewers found it quirky and energetic. Even so, the enhanced visuals couldn't hide the era the show came from, and that contrast became a defining part of why the reversion is remembered as such a strange project. Despite mixed reaction, the 2010 reversion played a major role in keeping the franchise afloat during a transition year. It reminded audiences of the Power Rangers brand, and paved the way for a new era under Saban. Looking back, the reversion stands as a strange but important footnote, a reminder of how iconic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had become over the years.
Get off our planet!
Because we're the Power Rangers! And we're not backing down! Yes!
Samurai Ranger, ready!
Rangers together!
Samurai forever!
In 2011, Power Rangers Samurai marked the official return of the franchise under Saban, and it tried hard to capture the classic Power Rangers energy that made the franchise famous. This season was adapted from Shinkenger and followed the source material way more than other seasons. The story focused on Jaden and the Samurai Rangers, descendants of a long line of warriors sworn to seal away Master Xandrid and his Nylok army. This show dealt with deep lore among generations of warriors, making for a tone and style that was closer to Super Sentai than the Disney seasons that preceded it.
Samurai Rangers, victory is ours!
This season introduced a cast built around distinct archetypes: Jaden as the stoic leader, Kevin as the disciplined second in command, Mia as the team's moral center, Mike as the rebel of the team, and Emily as the gentle heart of the group. And of course Antonio, the self-made Gold Ranger who injected the season with personality.
Wow, he's so sparkly.
Don't worry, just leave this one to me. You hang tight.
The series brought back the classic Morphin call, the energy of the old school Megazord sequence, and a more serious mentor figure in G, all of which played into Saban's goal of recapturing the early 90s formula. But the show's strict adaptation of the source material sometimes made the pacing feel mechanical, leaving little room for improvisation or the emotional looseness fans remembered from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers run. Even with its uneven execution, Samurai was a commercial success and exactly what Saban needed at the time. It reignited brand awareness for an entire new generation of kids, helped stabilize the franchise after years of uncertainty, and proved there was still an audience hungry for Power Rangers on TV.
Combat evil and reveal the power of the Zords. Power Rangers, Samurai's Morpher, and Samurai Spin Sword. Only from Bandai.
In hindsight, Samurai played like a season caught between eras. It honored the past, borrowed from Sentai almost scene for scene, and rebuilt the franchise's foundation, making way for everything that came after.
But Master Xandrid is still out there, and until he's defeated, no one is safe.
Shogun mode! Power of the ancestors!
In 2012, Power Rangers Super Samurai continued directly from where Samurai left off, functioning less like a new season and more like an extended second half of the same story. The structure, tone, and pacing stayed almost identical, but everything was scaled upward. Stronger Nylok threats and upgraded Ranger powers.
And now we can morph into Super Samurai, unleashing superpowers you can only imagine.
In a lot of ways, Super Samurai felt like the team finally stepping fully into their roles, with a confidence that wasn't always present in the early episodes of Samurai. The biggest additions came through the power-ups and tech, especially the Shogun mode, which became the signature look of this era.
Master the moves and save the Earth. Power Rangers Super Samurai. Battle Morphin Rangers, each sold separately.
The team dynamic got even stronger due to long-running personal story arcs. The show also leaned deeper into the theme of legacy, making Jaden's burdens and the Red Ranger lineage a central driving force behind the final battles. Even though Super Samurai didn't reinvent the formula, it did what it needed to do. Close out the Samurai story with bigger fights, brighter visuals, and a sense of finality that wrapped up the era nicely. Super Samurai was polished and built to re-establish Power Rangers for a new generation.
Samurai Rangers, victory is ours!
In 2013, Power Rangers Megaforce debuted, adapted from Goseiger. The show brought in Gosei, an apprentice of Zordon who recruits a new group of teenagers just as an alien armada begins its assault on Earth. Megaforce tried hard to capture the classic Power Rangers energy with straightforward story beats and a tone that felt nostalgic.
Earth's defenders never surrender! Go, go, Megaforce!
The team itself fit into clear, recognizable archetypes. Their fight scenes were fast and flashy, built around the Goseiger card system that added a visual flair to nearly every transformation and attack.
Control your favorite Ranger! Victory is yours! Battle Morphin Rangers, each sold separately. The fun is in the thumb!
Even if the writing sometimes felt stripped down or overly streamlined, the season was charming and upbeat. It wasn't trying to reinvent the series, but instead it wanted to remind audiences why Power Rangers had lasted as long as it had. Looking back, Megaforce didn't try to be groundbreaking. It wanted to be Power Rangers in its purest, most recognizable form. It kept the franchise visible, accessible, and ready for the ambitious project that would happen the following year.
Gosei, do you read me? Gosei!
In 2014, Power Rangers Super Megaforce arrived as the 20th anniversary season of the franchise, and it had one of the most ambitious concepts in the series' history, the Rangers gaining the ability to transform into any past Ranger team.
With these and your new Ranger keys, you will be able to unlock your Super Megaforce mode.
The season adapted Gokaiger, a wildly popular Super Sentai anniversary show, and brought that energy into Power Rangers. With Super Megaforce, every battle was a chance to tap into decades of Ranger history. The cast stepped into their new roles with a noticeable boost in confidence. The action scenes became bigger and flashier, leaning hard into the pirate theme and the legendary Ranger transformations. These were moments designed to hit longtime fans with pure nostalgia while still feeling new to younger viewers.
Unlock the power with your Ranger key and open fire. Go Megaforce! Power Rangers Deluxe Legendary Megazord, part of the Zord Builder Collection. Other Zord vehicles sold separately.
Even when the story didn't give every legacy moment the build-up it deserved, the sheer scale of the concept gave the season an energy that set it apart from anything that came before. The anniversary premise pulled in returning Rangers from across the franchise, creating one of the largest crossover moments in Power Rangers history.
Tommy! You don't have to do it alone this time. We're here to fight by your side.
Super Megaforce delivered a feeling that fans had hoped for, history colliding with the present. This show was a season driven by ambition, one that honored the legacy of the entire franchise while giving the modern team the biggest power upgrade ever seen. It was loud, colorful, and chaotic, reminding the world just how far Power Rangers had come.
Seriously, this day cannot get any better.
Now to the former star of the hit kids show Power Rangers, in court this morning, accused of stabbing his roommate to death with a sword.
In 2014, Power Rangers fans were blindsided when Ricardo Medina Jr., known for playing the Red Ranger in Wild Force, was arrested after unaliving his roommate during an argument.
I've known him for over a decade. I've worked with him. He's just a very gentle, love-all type guy.
This morning, his fellow former Power Ranger is coming to his defense.
I just don't think he's capable of that, so I feel like something really provoked it.
He claimed self-defense, but the case went to trial and drew major attention because of his connection to the franchise. In 2017, he ultimately pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 6 years in prison.
A judge in Lancaster sentenced this man, Ricardo Medina, to 6 years in prison. Medina appeared in the popular children's TV series Power Rangers.
In 2015, Power Rangers Dino Charge injected the franchise with some fresh energy, shifting away from the strict adaptation style of the previous few years and embracing a more character-driven, adventurous tone. Adapted from Kyoryuger, this season centered on the Energems, powerful ancient crystals tied to the age of the dinosaurs, and a group of heroes from across time chosen to protect them. Right from the start, Dino Charge felt bigger, brighter, and way more confident, with a cast who felt like real people. The writing was a lot looser, allowing the actors to develop chemistry, banter, and humor that felt natural. Even the villains had more presence, with Sledge positioned as a bounty-hunting powerhouse whose ship full of monsters created a constant threat.
Go Power Rangers! Deluxe Dino Charge Morpher comes with everything you see here. Other Dino Chargers sold separately. Charge it up!
What set Dino Charge apart was how it invested in its characters and told a story that felt genuinely fun. Fans praised the show for its energy and world building. Dino Charge was loaded with creativity, and it was obvious that the franchise still had a lot of gas in the tank. In 2016, Power Rangers Dino Supercharged picked up directly where Dino Charge left off, raising the stakes while keeping the same adventurous, character-driven tone that had won fans over. The Rangers continued their battles to protect the Energems, now facing new threats who wanted the crystals for their own evil ambitions.
Let's do this! Dino Superdrive! Activate!
This season leaned into bigger action, more Zords, and expanded powers, giving the sense that the Rangers were growing into their roles as defenders of Earth. The storytelling remained tight and focused, with story arcs focused on loyalty, trust, and the personal cost of protecting the ancient powers. Dino Supercharge was a clear evolution of the franchise, keeping the adventurous spirit of Dino Charge while adding spectacle, higher stakes, and a more cinematic approach to fight scenes and Zord battles. It was exciting and fun without losing the character depth that modern audiences had come to expect.
Power Rangers, Dino Charge!
By the season's end, the Rangers had grown into a cohesive, heroic team, while still delivering the colorful, high-energy spectacle that fans loved.
You want us to take care of a Triceratops?
Of course.
Looks like our new adventure begins now. Let's go!
Also in 2016, Boom Studios relaunched Power Rangers as a full comic universe, marking the franchise's first serious attempt at long-form storytelling in comics. Although there had been one-off and short-lived comics in the past from other publishers, they mostly served as simple tie-ins to the TV show. Boom's run stood out by expanding the lore, introducing original characters and stories, and treating Power Rangers like a major ongoing franchise rather than just a licensed side project. In 2017, Power Rangers returned to TV with Ninja Steel, leaning heavily into the classic Power Rangers formula while introducing a new cast and setting. Adapted from Ninja, the story followed Brody, a young man separated from Earth as a child who grew up training to become a ninja. He and the rest of the team battled the evil Galvanax, who's determined to steal the Power Stars. Ninja Steel was simple, colorful, and packed with action, calling back to the franchise's roots. The season leaned into over-the-top battles, flashy Zord sequences, and a nostalgic feel for longtime fans, while keeping the pace quick for new viewers. Even the villains had tons of personality that kept the tone fun without ever feeling too serious.
Ninja Rangers, fear no danger!
Ninja Steel re-established Power Rangers as an accessible, action-packed adventure series for a new generation. It struck a balance between nostalgia and fresh storytelling, giving fans a season that honored the past while still setting the stage for the future. With colorful visuals, energetic fight choreography, and a team that felt genuine, Ninja Steel reminded audiences why Power Rangers had stayed relevant for over 2 decades.
Just like a Ninja Steel Ranger. Power Rangers Ninja Steel Morpher and Sword sold separately, only from Bandai.
This is your time.
In 2017, Saban and Lionsgate released a cinematic reboot of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This film reimagined the origin story of the 5 teenagers from Angel Grove who are chosen by Zordon to become the Power Rangers. Unlike the TV series, this movie focused heavily on the personal struggles of the team, their fears, insecurities, and conflicts, showing how ordinary kids could grow into heroes capable of standing against Rita Repulsa, who was played by Elizabeth Banks. It was a darker, more grounded take, leaning into character drama while still delivering the action that fans expected. The cast brought a fresh energy to the classic roles. Their performances brought realistic teen interactions, rivalries, awkward moments, and humor. Also featured here was Bryan Cranston as Zordon and Bill Hader as Alpha 5. The film leaned heavily on CGI for Zords, morphing sequences, and monster battles, giving it a slick, modern look that set it apart from the practical effects of the TV series. Although some longtime fans criticized it for being a little too polished. Critically and commercially, this film was a mixed bag. It was praised for character work and production design, but struggled to recapture the magic of the original series for older fans, and its box office returns were underwhelming. Despite this, the 2017 Power Rangers film reintroduced the classic setting and a highly polished Hollywood production that could function as a jumping-off point for new fans.
Flame Strike! Final attack! Yeah!
In 2018, Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel picked up directly where Ninja Steel left off, continuing the story of Brody and the Ninja Steel Rangers as they faced off against Galvanax and his remaining forces. The season leaned into bigger powers and upgraded Zords, with the Rangers unlocking new abilities like the powerful Superstar mode. The team worked together to stop Galvanex from claiming the Ninja Nexus Prism, while giving fans straightforward and action-packed storytelling.
Fortunately, my robot army is already big enough to take over every dimension. March, robots! March!
The core cast returned to the series once again. The battles were bigger, the stakes were higher, raising the bar from the previous show. Super Ninja Steel didn't reinvent the franchise, but it delivered exactly what fans expected. Fun, fast-paced Ranger action with upgraded powers, new Zords, and the team coming together to save the day. It wrapped up the Ninja Steel storyline while keeping the energy high, maintaining the balance of humor, heroics, and action that defined this era of Power Rangers.
Show's over. Ninjas win! Power Rangers Lion Fire Battle Morpher comes with Ninja Star and 2 Dark.
In 2019, Power Rangers Beast Morphers launched as a fresh start for the franchise under Hasbro, introducing a new team and a high-tech world. Adapted from Go Busters, the season followed the Grid Battle Force Rangers, who gained powers from the Morph X energy grid to stop Evox, an evil sentient computer virus, from taking over the city and spreading worldwide. The series focused on teamwork, trust, and learning to work together while using advanced technology to fight new threats. The series featured modern CGI effects for battles, making the action bigger and more cinematic than previous seasons.
Sorry, that's just how I roll.
Beast Morphers successfully reintroduced Power Rangers to the audience, balancing fast-paced action, character development, and team dynamics. It set a clear tone for Hasbro's vision of the franchise. It was accessible, fun, and visually interesting, while continuing the legacy of teamwork and heroism that the series was known for.
I couldn't be more proud to award each of you the Coral Harbor Medal of Valor.
The New Zealand entertainment industry is reeling from the sudden death of one of its stars. Pua Magasiva was a well-known actor and comedian.
In 2019, Pua Magasiva, best known for playing Shane Clark, the Red Ranger in Power Rangers Ninja Storm, passed away at the age of 38. His death was reported on June 11th, and it was later confirmed that he took his own life. The news came as a shock to fans and cast members. His passing sparked wider conversation within the Power Ranger community about mental health and the pressures faced by actors after their time in the spotlight. He's remembered fondly for his athletic performance, strong screen presence, and his role as the leader of one of the most popular early 2000s Ranger teams. This was a loss that was felt deeply across the fandom.
Olympic gold medalist Valerie Adams is among the thousands who have paid tribute to his creativity.
In 2021, Power Rangers Dino Fury debuted, introducing a new team of Rangers powered by the energy of the dinosaurs. Adapted from Soldier, the series followed Zato, a warrior from the destroyed planet Rafcon, who arrives on Earth to train a new team and stop the villainous Void Knight and army of Sporix.
Whatever Sporix are, they're bad, right?
Very bad.
The season focused on teamwork, strategy, and learning to trust one another while balancing normal teenage life with Ranger duties. The series had visually dynamic Zord battles, sleek weaponry, and energy-based powers, keeping the action fresh, while maintaining straightforward storytelling focused on the Rangers' teamwork and growth. Dino Fury successfully blended modern effects with the classic Ranger formula, keeping the franchise relevant while still feeling familiar. It was well received for its engaging characters, strong action sequences, and clear focus on teamwork, showing that Power Rangers could continue to evolve while staying true to its core identity.
Dino Fury Power!
I would say the best thing about being a Power Ranger is the kids, is dealing with the kids and being a positive role model for them.
Actor and martial artist Jason David Frank, who's probably best known for being one of the stars of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, has died at the age of just 49.
In 2022, Jason David Frank, the most iconic actor in Power Rangers history, passed away at the age of 49. Best known for portraying Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger, White Ranger, and later the Red Zeo and Turbo Ranger, his death was reported on November 19th, and it was later confirmed that he took his own life. The news sent shockwaves through the Power Rangers fandom, since he had been the face of the franchise for nearly 3 decades and remained actively involved with fans right up until his passing.
Former castmate Walter Emmanuel Jones, who co-starred alongside Frank as the original Black Power Ranger, wrote on Instagram, "Can't believe it. R.I.P. Jason David Frank. My heart is sad to have lost another member of our special family."
Jason David Frank's impact on Power Rangers is impossible to overstate. He helped turn the series into a pop culture phenomenon, becoming the breakout star of the original era and returning multiple times to mentor new generations of Rangers. His death also renewed conversations about mental health, particularly within fan communities that grew up watching him as a symbol of strength and heroism. To a lot of fans, Tommy Oliver was Power Rangers, and his loss marked the end of an era for the franchise.
I know how much you all meant to him. I know all of you are so sad. I'm thinking about all of you guys. I don't know, I'm sending you all love.
Don't worry, you saved the world before.
In 2023, Power Rangers Once and Always was released, a Netflix exclusive film celebrating the franchise's 30th anniversary while delivering a darker, more dramatic story. The film had classic heroes alongside a new generation of Rangers to face the return of the evil Robo-Rita and an army of Robo-Rangers. The story focused on the consequences of previous battles and the passing on of the Ranger legacy. The special combined practical effects, updated Zord sequences, and modern CGI, keeping the action exciting while staying true to the style of the classic series.
It's Morphin time!
Mastodon!
Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-toothed tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Power Rangers!
Once and Always was received well for honoring the franchise's history while telling a story with real stakes. It reminded fans why Power Rangers endured for decades, combining legacy characters, action, and the core message of teamwork and heroism.
Once a Ranger,
always a Ranger.
Is that Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger Billy Cranston?
In 2023, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury released. It was a direct continuation of Dino Fury, bringing back the same core team for a new space-based adventure. The season focused on teamwork, strategy, and the Rangers fighting battles in space while still balancing their responsibilities on Earth. The cast remained strong, with Amelia becoming the new Red Ranger.
If the Morphin grid shows you to be the Red Ranger, it means it's reacting to something within you.
Sato's gonna be so proud of you.
Cosmic Fury was praised for keeping the energy and fun of Dino Fury while raising the stakes with a space setting. It successfully continued the story of the Rangers, blending returning characters with new threats, and reinforced the franchise's core themes of teamwork, courage, and responsibility.
Until next time, Rangers.
In 2025, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition launched as a high-definition re-release of the original 1993 series. The episodes were upscaled to 4K and made available on YouTube and other platforms, offering both longtime fans and new viewers a sharper, more visually pleasing version of the classic Power Rangers adventures. Alongside the streaming release, a new toy line was announced by Playmates Toys under the Reignition banner.
Welcome, humans.
So who are you?
Like, what are you?
Joining nostalgia with fresh merchandise aimed at both collectors and a new generation of fans. Reignition wasn't a remake or a sequel, it was the original series only upgraded. Its goal was to prove that the story, which launched a global phenomenon, could still resonate today with improved quality and accessibility. For fans, it served as a reminder of how the franchise began. For newcomers, it offered a great new jumping off point.
Let's do it!
And that brings us to the end of the Power Rangers journey, a franchise that rose from a simple kids show into a global phenomenon that defined an entire generation. From the explosive highs of the 90s to the quieter years that followed, Power Rangers proved it could evolve, adapt, and survive for way longer than anyone expected. Decades later, its legacy still lives on through reruns, games, comics, and the fans who grew up with it. No matter where the franchise goes next, its place in pop culture history is already secured. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger. Let me know your favorite Power Rangers memory of all time in the comments. be sure to smack the shit out of that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.